Interesting. Cool. This is a test for anybody who's watching right now. I can't see the chat because I'm going through OBS, but I'm pulling that up. What do you guys think of my new little live streaming area? It was my office, but I moved it around a little bit. Give me a moment. I can see the chat a little bit now. Yeah, I'm testing things out right now. I might actually do an actual stream tomorrow, presuming the audio on this one doesn't suck. If you guys are watching right now, can you just drop a number scale 1 to 10? What the audio slash video quality is looking like? It's just a test, but it very much be appreciated. See some 10s. Sweet. Looks like it's looking alright. Yeah, see some 5s. Yeah, I can't tell if my internet's alright. We'll see. I'm getting a lot of varied numbers. Video looks good. Audio's off. Okay, that's cool. Audio's a little funny. Alright, sweet. So if the video's at least cool, that's a good start. Let me fix the audio then. So actually, just to keep you guys from being entirely bored, so this is actually, and excusing any sort of issues with the mic right now, the whole premise of this is, so I actually love talking on YouTube a lot, but I hate the editing process. And one of my best friends was like sort of my editor a little bit, but he's been doing a lot. And I'm like, oh, the process is sort of just so painful. But I'm like, why don't I just live stream? And I sort of was trying to do something like that with Twitter a little bit back, but I didn't have the like correct sort of space for it. So I got this little couch here, made some room, put these little knickknacks in the back to make it sort of entertaining or sort of interesting, and decided, hey, you know, maybe if I set up a little area and I can just sort of like speak my mind and have a little live stream space, it'd be a lot easier to put content online, as well as it being cathartic for me to be able to just talk about the things that I like. And I do eventually, and not even eventually, I do want to take the live streams and take segments of them and drop them as videos. I think that's a lot easier than going through an entire video making process. So that's sort of the plan. And yeah, it's something I want to do a lot more often. I have a lot of fun doing these. I just need to find a more streamlined way to do it, so I don't spend all my time like editing a video and or whatever. But yeah, that's the whole premise of all of this right here. Let me see if I can. Anywho, there's a few things I'm actually going to be doing on here. I'm going to be doing the classic like Twitter Spaces. That's going to be pretty cool. I'm also going to be opening up my Discord. So I have 2 Discords. I sort of have like my public Discord for people in my community that just sort of want to just be part of the community. I'm going to have a moderator in there to allow people to hop on Discord while I'm streaming and just ask me questions. It's a little bit like the Twitter space, except less trolls and more community members. So we have more people that are sort of on topic and more gathering around this sort of topic of this, or these sort of ideas of discussion, rather than just general crypto whatever in the spaces. Plus I want to sort of foster my own community a little bit. But yeah, I want to be able to have my Discord to where people in my community can come and ask me questions and interact with me. I also have another Discord. I call it Founder Society, but really all it is as I meet a bunch of people in the space, I meet people with startups, I meet founders, I meet little business people, and I just add them to this sort of founders Discord. It's a little bit more private, but I end up meeting with a lot of other people that are working in the space. And in that Discord, I also want them to just hit me up and we can just chat. And you can sort of get a and I have conversations with a lot of people all the time. It just sucks that it's not online or people don't get a chance to see it. And it felt like a lot to try to put these online. So I'm like, what if I just sort of move my life in a direction to where I can just be talking a lot and engaging a lot. And as I'm talking and engaging, I'm able to capture all of that online and people are able to see these conversations and engagements and see all the different things that are happening behind the scenes, if you want to sort of put it that way. But it's just sort of just putting what I interact with and what my experiences are just out there for other people to see it too. Because crypto is sort of like a cryptic space where we're like, adoption, when is it happening? When is it, whatever. And I sort of see it every day. So I sort of want to share it here. Ooh. I'm actually messaging my mom. Oops. My bad. Actually, not my bad. I messaged the wrong person, but I messaged another startup founder that I'm live right now, which is kind of chill too, but I'm probably going to have him on later on this week. But anywho, yeah, one of my friends, I was going to have one of my sort of like editor friends sort of moderate a lot of this too. So instead of editing, there's sort of like a general moderating the community, moderating the Discord, and just moderating people that want to come up and speak. That's like a whole new thing, but ideally it's easier to moderate than it is to go through an entire editing process, at least. Interesting. I don't know why my audio is being weird. It's the meme. It's a classic meme at this point. I never have a stream without my audio being weird. I mean, this is why I'm having a test, but that it's the whole premise of me having a test, but it doesn't make you feel any better. I'm sort of randomly troubleshooting here. So if you guys want to ask questions, I might try to. So if you have any questions, I'll try to respond to any questions while I'm troubleshooting here. I might ask for a couple of ratings of the audio. If the video is good, just give me a video rating real quick, just so I don't have to worry about that. If you think the video is good, put your rating in the chat real quick so I can just get a general gauge. And then I'm kind of just focusing on the audio, and I'll answer any questions if I see anything interesting. And yeah, this is sort of a pseudo stream or whatever. Actually, how many people are on this pseudo stream? Oh, cool. So like 50 people. That's cool. Okay. Yeah, what is up? I saw that someone said that there might be a bit of a reverb in my mic. How's this actually? I might fiddle with it for just a moment or two. It might just be something I honestly. Why am I even fiddling with it? I should just get a new mic. This is just so like I've had this mic. I've had another one. I might just get another one. Just be like, I don't know what the deal is. Watch it just not be the mic at all. That'd be pretty hilarious. I see some people going, how are you doing? And yeah, I'm doing pretty well actually. Had a really interesting past year. Met a lot of projects, met a lot of people. Got a chance to travel a lot, which is really cool. And it's just been a really great year. I actually got engaged, so that's kind of cool. It's funny, I'm not getting married next year. I'm getting married in 2025. But I got engaged, so that's cool. And yeah, it's just been a pretty cool year all around. So that's sort of what's up. Sounds like auto-tuned. That's great. Oh, all right. then I'll probably end it, and I hope it's not my internet. Um, yeah, I'll probably end it and figure out what's up with the audio. It sounds like I'm on auto tune. That's great. Um, but yeah, no. So this is, hopefully I don't sound like a freaking robot right now. But yeah, this is sort of my new like style ish that I want to go for. Ideally, it's something I want to just when I just sort of feel in the moment and I'm just sort of in my own feelings about a certain topic or idea. Just flip on the camera, go live. Might drop a tweet about it, and yeah, that's kind of the whole thing. The way I look at YouTube is a place for me to like sort of reflect on my own like thoughts and feelings and get a chance to use sort of the internet as like a sounding board for my own ideas. And I want to do more of that, but I feel like I spent like 20 minutes making like talking about something and then like an hour editing the video. And I just did not like that much. So we're going to try this out. I see I see quite a few interesting questions. Quincy, will AI replace you in 2032? That's hilarious. Apparently, that's a huge topic of discussion for AI influencers or whatever, like the Kwebbelkop thing. So who knows? um, I see some people saying it sounds alright. I'll in the VOD, I'll sort of get a gauge, I guess. I want these to be good. If the video's good, that's great. I've had issues with that, and I knew that was sort of an internet problem. But if it's just the audio, it's not that big of a deal. I can get that situated. I see some people saying I don't need to leave. I guess I don't need to. I just want to know what the issue is, and that's fine. I can stay on. I can stay on live for a little bit. There's still a few other things I want to try out. Plus, I actually see some people I recognize in the chat, so that's cool. I did not expect to get like 60 viewers, just for like a test stream or whatever. But appreciate it, all of you. Literally, I didn't even announce anything. I was just like, let me actually. So this is what I was really doing. So I actually just got a, I forgot what it's called. Um, it's like the chip that allows you to like stream like your Xbox or whatever. It was something that I sort of like, I was already doing. Like I'd game with my friends a lot, and we'd just be talking about stuff all the time. And I would actually like get a chance to like hook up with other people on Xbox and chat. And that's sort of what spurred this idea. Because I was like, oh my god, like what if I just like streamed and like just like sort of like play games a little bit, but sort of like chatted about different things, hopped in Twitter, hopped in whatever. I still might do that. I might dabble with it a little bit. It depends on what level of engagement I'm getting. I might like change around. I might go from streaming a game to Twitter to hell. If I can even stream, if I can even stream VR, I might just do that just to, I don't know, be novel, I guess. Uh, but that's sort of what like sparked the idea. Is I was just like gaming with my friends, and we just do this all the time. And I'm just chatting. We're talking about all these different things. And I'm like, oh, it'd be so sick to like have these combos and people be able to sort of like get a chance to like soak them in. And it always goes to, oh, let's go on like a Twitter space. But then I'm like, oh my god, like it's sort of like an online culture thing anyway, to sort of just get into a game, talk about your sort of whatever thing you're talking about, and just go with it. So that was sort of the inspiration a little bit. I don't know if I'm still gonna do that as much, because now that I'm sort of in this space, I'm like, I don't know. Once I sort of get into my own like thoughts, I sort of like lose myself a bit. Uh, Oops, there we go. I do need another T Kalau. Another T clap. It's now the sound is now clear now that you turned off auto tune. I did nothing, my friend. I just made myself more confused. So if it's good, I guess sweet. I did nothing, and I will be happy. Anywho, someone said I want to hear your thoughts on my question, but I didn't see your original question. Oh, this is sick. Okay. What do you think about the DTCC acquisition with Securrency? So yeah, I think this is really, really cool. So there have been a few things happening on XDC and a few different projects coming about, mostly around being able to tokenize assets. Securrency being one of them, and there are quite a few other ones as well. But with there being these like institutional like grade products, like with there being these institutional like grade products, you can now start seeing businesses start utilizing these third-party services to get into blockchain. Tokenization. I see this a lot where people sort of go, oh, the adoption's coming. And there's sort of this idea that every single individual organization is going to just somehow get into crypto in some capacity. And that's not necessarily the case. There's going to be a lot of these third-party services that are going to facilitate and sort of create like these modules that businesses can interact with to be able to facilitate these products. And Securitize is essentially one of them. So it's really cool seeing products like that. One, get a lot of recognition because a lot of the time they don't. They're sort of just like, oh yeah, they're cool. Like from a conceptual standpoint, like yeah, it's like a huge adoption thing, but it's not like a huge, oh my god, it's not like the ETL or ETF thing. So it doesn't get the same level of excitement, but it is really cool. It is really cool, and you're gonna see a lot more products like that as well. Someone was asking, what do I play? So I've been playing Elden Ring a bit. I've been playing Battlefront 2. I just downloaded NBA 2K. Never played 2K ever, but literally I know a ton of people that do. So I was like, I'll get into it a little bit. My friend got me into NHL, so I've been playing NHL as well. And then yeah, I've just been in VR chat. So those are like and then I sort of been playing GTA 5. And this just been like, who doesn't play GTA 5? But yeah, that's kind of just things I dabble with a little bit. I might play 2K and GTA 5 online a little bit, just because like they're just fun games to play on like to stream or whatever. And I sort of want to collab with other streamers. I know a lot of other streamers game as well, so that's part of the reason why I also wanted to do this. I wanted to sort of collab with, and not just like crypto people as like either. I want to collab with just people in general. I think there's a lot to be said in the space, and you don't necessarily have to go directly to crypto people to say it. You can go to people that have no idea how any of these things work and be able to very easily point out, oh, wouldn't this be very interesting if this was the case, or if these things existed, or if different services can facilitate these type of things. And I've noticed that, at least in my experience, it like completely like blasts the hinges off the doors in terms of being able to get people to engage in these conversations. Where I feel like at least engaging with people in crypto, you sort of end up in these like circular conversations where whatever you already believe or whatever you already think or whatever your impression already is sort of what it's going to be. And then you just have a bunch of people sort of talking at each other and sort of simultaneously shilling their projects as they do that. And I've sort of gotten tired of it, so I'm trying to get into just the general YouTube space. I still like talking about crypto, still like talking about different blockchain concepts, and I still like explaining how a lot of different components come together, as well as seeing how people can see how these things are like, how these things work, but also see how they're like beneficial. So yeah, that's just like a general goal of mine. How did I get this chat over here? I swear. I had the chat on OBS and then I lost it, so now. Any tips for newer devs trying to land a junior dev job? Open source. Open source. Whatever you do, just create an open source project, stick it on your GitHub, and actually you're probably better off building a project, make a white paper or business plan or whatever, put it on your GitHub, and whenever you get a chance, just talk about it. Talk about your experiences building it, talk about the technology stacks you used in order to put it together, talk about how you came up with that idea, talk about how you organized it. This just displays competence in the domain of software development. A lot of people want to prove that they have experience, and it's really hard to do that, but you can do that in software by just building a small project and explaining the nuances of that project as well as your experience with it. I've noticed, at least for me, what got me my first job, I actually started a startup before I even had my first ever job ever. And I raised a little bit of money with the startup. It was cool. But then I ran out of money. It was just, what am I going to do? But what I ended up doing was every single time I started sort of interviewing for new jobs, I used that startup. It was really a business plan, a prototype. It was a bunch of different things, but I used that because I didn't have a real job. I didn't have a job at the time. So to get my first job, I used my prototype, my startup, as a way to show my competencies with different programming, like just different programming languages and technologies. And it was great because it was something that they could tangibly see. It was something that they could tangibly look at and go, oh, wow, this is how this works. And even if they weren't that interested in it, just the mere fact that you showed the initiative to be able to plan out a project and act on it, even if it's a little finicky, even if it doesn't even work very well, that alone shows a bit of experience that could essentially allow you to, one, build the skills needed in order to really start getting into software development, but also get you your first job. So Xbox. Oh yeah, I didn't clarify this for everyone who's like, "What are you playing on? What's the console?" It's Xbox all day, every day. Um, and just so everyone knows, this is my test stream. But at the same time, in that same vein, I'm sort of managing some things off to the side, mostly to just some OBS stuff and YouTube. It was really easy to integrate it, but now I'm like, oh crap, I had the chat and I clicked on something and now it's gone. So now I've got to like flip over to YouTube to see what people said. But I'm like really excited actually. Depending on how this goes, I don't really know how this is gonna go. And my overarching goal, really my overarching goal as a whole, is I want to be active on YouTube, and I think it'd be really cool to like sort of like I think it'd be really cool to grow to the point to be able to have more than just like this micro crypto presence on YouTube. I think it's a really cool opportunity just to have a channel in general. I think it's a really cool opportunity just to be able to stream to, how many people am I streaming to? 50, I guess. Almost 100. That's insane. Like, just it's a privilege for that. So there's a part of me that wants to be able to make the most of it, and be able to do something with it. But like I said, I'm not the biggest editor, and the problem isn't even so much editing. I'm actually working on a bunch of stuff actually. So there's different things I do for XCC, but then I have like my own little side projects, and then I have different projects that people come and come work with me with, or I sort of advise on. And if I had to choose, spending an hour editing a video or spending an hour coding basically anything, I would just work on the thing that I'm coding on. Like, editing the video doesn't really, like, it's kind of like, yeah, whatever, cool, I like putting the video out, but it doesn't sort of have that same oomph. So I was trying to figure out a better way to sort of like be able to maximize YouTube while being able to focus on the things that I find interesting. Because I sort of have like this split mind. Either I'm like super focused and I'm on the computer and I'm just, or I'm like in this like super fluid speaking, being able to talk about things sort of like very open. And I want to be able to sort of maximize my time when I focusing on the things that I'm good at least. And I know people are like, oh, but Quincy, why don't you hire an editor? Okay, well, in that same vein, I'm like, with all the other projects that I'm working on, it'd be great to be able to hire a developer too. So I'm like, do I hire an editor for the YouTube channel, or do I hire basically any number of different developers? These can be smart contract developers, iOS developers, AWS developers. These can be whatever. There's so many different types of developers that I potentially could need and / do need for a multitude of different projects. So it's just like, well, what do I do there? And I've got a couple little things that I'm trying to work out here, as well as I do want to explain a lot of my experiences, both with startups, both with just different things I'm working on, and just a lot of things in that regard. So it's all new experiences. All right, yeah, okay. This is another thing too. I'll probably be more like vocal on this just in the regular streams. So we're gonna have to like lay some ground rules for this stream. Mostly, it's not even ground rules, it's just expectations. So, I guess rule number 1. I'm very knowledgeable about crypto, I guess you could say, but I'm not knowledgeable about everything. So if you're gonna ask me questions, you're better off asking me questions that are either EVM related, XDC related, XRP related, and yes, I actually do work with XRP just a tiny bit. Stablecoin Forex, that's kind of a whole thing. It's kind of a big thing. But yeah, EVM, XDC, XRP, or if you want to talk about like Ethereum or Bitcoin or something or whatever. I get so many questions about so many different cryptos, and I can't sit here all day every day reading about every possible crypto in every possible degree and then have the same level of competency that I have in the things that I talk about and work with every single day all the time with things that I very shallowly glaze over as I'm reading through documentation or white papers. It just doesn't work that well. I can have a general understanding of how a lot of other technologies do work, like from a broader sense, but it's not like I'm gonna have the same level of like detail of like nuance and understanding that I can like articulate for the things I do work on. So yeah, so stop asking me questions about things that, and I don't want it to sound like it's maybe not that obvious, but I'm usually known for like XDC, XRP. So usually stick it to those. Like I said, EVM's cool, Ethereum's cool, but like I'll get asked about like Casper, I'll get asked about like Wan Chain or something, and I sort of understand why in some degrees, because I'll get asked about PLI, and PLI is on XDC. And there's only certain things that I know about that. I sort of know their relationships in terms of in terms of how they may be positioned on the network, but in terms of what they're specifically doing, I don't work for them. Like I get questions like that all the time. Quincy, what do you think of Ripple doing X, Y, and Z? And I'm like, I'm not Ripple. I don't work for Ripple. I don't know why they would do that or what their justification is or whatever any of that is. So it's just really strange. And then I just end up in this situation where I'm almost like sort of like denying the question, where I'm like, I can't just say I don't know, because it's not quite an I don't know question. It's just more of a I'm not really the one to answer that. Yeah, so that's just I see a lot of that, and it's just like it just disrupts the flow. It's not bad. It's just like I like, what do I do if I get at like imagine asking me a question on like theoretical physics. Like, what am I supposed to answer to that? I don't know. Like I'm not familiar with that. Someone asked, do you work for XDC, the company? No, so I work for XDC Foundation. It's a nonprofit organization that's used to support the network and the patrons on it. So yeah, it's just a nonprofit, just sort of like the Ethereum Foundation, just for XDC. Someone had a really good question here a second ago. I'm really surprised. I've got like 80 live viewers. And this wasn't even supposed to be a real stream. I would have ended this forever ago if you guys weren't actually as active. So I'm super surprised. I guess I should start shilling all the shit that streamers start shilling then. And don't get me wrong. I'm going to reorganize my channel a little bit. So if you sort of pass over it now, it'll probably be shoved in your face later. So I'm probably be promoting my Discord a lot more, both on Twitter and on YouTube. Like I said, if you want to be able to interact in my community, be able to interact with people in my community, interact with me directly, and even be able to interact with other people that are building in the community, that's my Discord. It's probably going to be the number one thing I talk about in every video. Primarily because I want people to engage, and I want people to be serious and engaging. Like, it's not just like, oh, come to the Discord and we could all just, no, like, I want to be able to curate an environment where people who really want to talk about these topics can have a very rich setting to do so, with other people that are very eager to do so as well. So it's not just, oh, let's just cram in as many people or whatever. No, it's just, if you really want to talk about these things, very much feel invited to join, because that's the whole premise of it. I guess another thing I might start doing, probably gonna have to start taking notes a little bit. Yeah, so I do want my streams to be like, I might stream for like 2 or 3 hours, maybe. It depends. It really depends. And I want to get more into collabing. So depending on my ability to find other people to collab with might depend on how long I stream. I do want to do it relatively like often, like a few times a week, or a few times a week. And yeah, just sort of surfing between playing games, Discord, Twitter Spaces, I engage with a lot of people and I talk to a lot of people. And I just want to be able to share that. That's really it. That's it. Like, and actually, like, since I sort of get a chance to interact with people online, they're all these like calls. They're like Discords or Zoom calls or Google Hangouts or Twitter Spaces, and I'm just sitting here. Like, well, technically I'm sitting over there in my desk, but like I'm just sitting here and I'm just like just chatting around. So being able to sort of bring everybody in on that experience, I think would be really cool. As well as it being a lot more varied than just a Twitter space. Like I said, we'll have Discord engagements. I might even try to invite different startups direct, like individually, just so people can get a perspective. And then just trying to foster a community, really. Oh, my moderator just hit me up about the video or about the live stream. So no, I'm really excited. And I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I guess what I'm trying to expect is to expect nothing, so I won't be disappointed when everything happens. I'm kidding. Or when nothing happens. Someone's like, Quincy, I see an Oculus in the back. Yeah. I used to hang out in Horizon Worlds for a while. I'm not the biggest fan of it anymore. But yeah, that used to be my jam back in the day. Actually, when it first came out, I remember when it first came out, it was pretty cool. One thing I might also start doing, and I see this a lot, and people just totally gloss over it, and it's really cool. So on the XCC Foundation Twitter, they post weekly news. Like, so when people go, "Oh, what's new?" Oh my, like it, like I'm like, there are these news, and no one ever talks about it. People sort of talk about it. Maybe other YouTubers might go, "Oh my goodness," they may talk about it. But I might sort of just like make a little segment or something, talking about that news. It's news that comes out every week. It's really routine. Sometimes it's just sort of boring general stuff like we're starting to see like an expansion of XDC use in different countries or something, or maybe or the securitized thing that was news, right? That might be something that's pointed out, or like an exchange listing or whatever. But no, they get listed every week. No one ever really talks about them, so I might have my own little segment to talk about them. Oh my goodness. I might end the slide, or I might end the stream. Um, this was just supposed to be a test. So I didn't even really have any like real agenda. Oh wait, I forgot before. Yeah, you gotta keep chilling. Let me drop the Discord in here for anyone who wants to join. Let me drop the Discord in here, and yeah, it's something I want to be a lot more active on. Just community building. Um, oh my goodness, how do I get this link here? There we go. Yeah, so anyone who wants to join the Discord, I'm dropping that in the live stream chat. Oops. Oh, that's hilarious. It dropped it from my personal account. Well, there you go. You guys know what my personal YouTube is. Not that there's anything there, but here, let me switch. For my personal account. There we go. Do I ever have any meetings with the central bank? I wish. More like the regional bank of like Utah or something. Like, don't get me wrong. I've spoken to a guy who worked at it was like North Dakota Municipal Bonds. That was cool, but no like big bankers or anything like that. So I very much appreciate a lot of the positive like feedback and support, especially just through everything. I'm not the most consistent YouTuber, although I do feel like I want to be working on that. But just through everything, everyone's so supportive, and just so nice. Just thank you so much. Looks like I'm gonna sing a song. Every time my face is in front of the mic like this, everyone always says, "Dude, you look like you're about to start singing." Like I'm gonna roll onto the mic and start singing or something. Every time I do a live stream, I always get a comment. It's hilarious. All right. Sorry, I was messaging my moderator and inviting a. I'm gonna invite a startup on for not now, but on one of these streams either this week or next week. And hopefully that can kick it off. I know quite a few people with interesting stories, and interesting projects that are ongoing. Whether they're looking for funding or whether they're expanding their user base or clientele, whether they have like a really like niche, esoteric, or interesting way of implementing the technology. Um, I know quite a few people, so I think it'd be cool to be able to bring them up here. Ugh, bad address. What the hell? Let me click on this. Um, I see that someone wasn't able to come in, and I feel bad because I clicked on it and it looked like it worked. We'll see in a second. Thank you so much for the priceless one, for their donation. That's so sweet. Um, oh, good. Yes, give me that good news. Sorry, my boy's hitting me, and he's like, "Yeah, your stuff's looking good. When you turn away from the mic, it sound fade. Yeah, okay, cool. So don't talk away from the mouth. Couch, pretty good. All right, thanks, bro. Um, how many doge? Okay, cool. I see some people were able to get on the Discord. Sweet. Okay, cool. So yeah, anyone who's on the Discord or anyone who would like to join the Discord or whatever, if you ever see me streaming, this is sort of the general rule. If you ever see me streaming, you can hop on the Discord, um, and if I'm in the general chat, which is like the first voice chat, then I'm taking questions. If I'm not, then I'm just not. Now, like, I sort of hope to make it a regular thing to regularly be taking questions. But it depends on what I'm doing. So if I go to like Twitter Spaces or something, I probably won't be engaging on Discord. Um, and maybe if I'm playing games, I might engage on Discord a little bit more than I would if I was doing anything else. So yeah, if I'm ever live streaming and you just see me live, just check out the Discord, and if you see me in the general chat, just hop in and yeah, boom. Um, and hopefully it doesn't get too hectic. Uh, we'll figure it out on the go. All right, I think I might end it here. super excited that everyone was able to just come in for my just silly, gawky test stream. Where I could awkwardly stare at you guys and go, "Is my audio working now? Can you hear me yet? Can you hear me?" But appreciate it. But yeah, hopefully this will be a little bit more of a regular thing. Hopefully I can invite some interesting people. Hopefully we can check out some cool Twitter spaces, find cool content. I do hope for these to be sort of like live stream and then sort of video segments after, like VODs. And yeah, this is the 2024 arc of It's Your Bro Quincy. So we'll see how this goes. So really appreciate it. Really appreciate that from everyone. Everyone being so nice and helping me with this test and judging my video and audio. And that was very helpful. So yeah, I catch you guys hopefully tomorrow. Peace.